Hey again, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Today is Thursday, January 6th, another day or two before the promised delivery of a video. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope that you managed to make it through the holidays and stay no contact, or at least low contact if you have to be, with the narcopaths, the egopaths that have we've been so misfortunate to have in our lives, but now we're fortunate to be ridding ourselves of them. So anyway, I did have a couple of suggestions actually for content and subject, and one of them ties in really nicely with what I was going to speak about earlier anyway, and I forgot that I had to finish up the next three in how to beat the narcissist at their own game. I hope that some of that was useful to you. It's been very beneficial to me. It's not a popular way to handle things, I know, but use it if you want, and if you don't want to, that's fine as well too. If you can go no contact, that is your number one always rule, and never ever look back. Remember that cause and effect is very, very real, and it never takes a day off. So anyway, someone suggested that I talk about the silent treatment. And I did a little bit of research online, and there's just a lot of pop psychology, and I wonder sometimes if the people that are writing these articles have ever experienced what we've experienced, and I think not. I don't think that they're really experiencing much of what we're talking about. And it takes being on the front line of this kind of behavior to know exactly what it's like. It's really, really difficult, and you just can't really boilerplate some article about it and expect to have much value. I mean, there's some of them, but for the most part, I don't think they've experienced it. I personally have experienced the silent treatment. What I did find out about it is, and it's not surprising that being social animals that we are, we are, we're social animals. We're pack animals, kind of, in a way. When you're ostracized from a group or someone else, it actually can cause physical pain. And again, I don't think that the narcissist is smart enough to know that it's actually causing physical pain, but they know that it bothers you, and that's why they do it. Nothing says you're worthless more than I'm not going to talk to you. And they use it in a way, at least my experience was in a way that is extremely confusing. Like, you would just wake up and one day they'd be not talking to you, not paying any attention for sometimes for hours, sometimes for days, or even sometimes weeks, cutting you off on purpose to watch you squirm. You don't even know what it is that you have done, probably nothing. But then they just use it as it's just an emotional terrorism is what it is. So the silent treatment really is it has real effects, it has real, we know, psychological effects, and it has real physical effects as well. Really damaging stuff. Nobody likes to be ignored. And it's also one of those tools of their trade that they can say, and this is so aggravating, I'm not doing anything. And you go, yeah, you're not doing anything. That's exactly, there's a certain amount of reciprocal behavior in any relationship. And when someone's cut you off and you have no idea why, it's really confusing and it's really damaging. And if you do it long enough to somebody, I think that it can cause psychological, not just pain, but I think damage. I think that I was reading somewhere that actually being around egopaths or the narcissist can cause all kinds of things, long-lasting damage to your brain. This is not a joke. This stuff is real deal because we're responding to it constantly. Like if you're in a fight or flight, if you're in fight or flight mode all the time, and those chemicals are running through your body and brain, eventually it's going to change the wiring in your head. This is why it's also painful to get away from a narcissist. Even when you know what they're doing, it's still there's pathways there. This is something I really probably should look into more before I talk about. But there's pathways that are created like via habits or when you do something over and over or experience something over and over again, it creates certain pathways in the brain, and those need time to dissolve and rewire. You're actually rewiring yourself if you're getting away from the narcissist. Yeah, the silent treatment is, no doubt about it, a really sick way that a narcissist will punish and hurt and humiliate their victim. Again, these things can't happen with the, well, I guess it could happen a little bit if someone was like nasty to you at the grocery store or something, or at the gas. It's not like the person behind the counter. These people have to be close to you. That's what's so sinister about it. It's a mother or a wife or a sibling. It's somebody that's close to you, husband, whatever, you know. It's someone that's close to you. And instead of being kind, these people have very cruel and corrupt souls, and they enjoy. I do believe that they get joy from the silent treatment. I think that they enjoy confusing you, and at least the one in particular I'm thinking of, she seemed to really enjoy ignoring me. And the more that you're ignored, if you're like I was, the more you try to fix, and the harder you try to please, and it works for them. As long as you're in that dynamic, it's going to work for them. It's when we recognize it doesn't work for anybody. But at the time, that's why they do it, is because they can keep you running and jumping through hoops the whole time. If I give you the silent treatment for a while, eventually you're going to come around and do what I want you to do. That seems to be kind of the MO of the silent treatment, among the other 1,000 ways that they can find to abuse the shit out of you, right? So anyway, the topic that I was going to talk about was humiliation, and this goes right along with humiliation, is that if you're not even worth talking to, what are you worth? And if you're deferring to the narcissist, this significant other or a parent, and they're treating you this way, then your self-worth diminishes because you're hinging it on what other people think. And I get really tired of hearing that somehow you're not supposed to care what other people think. That's nonsense. We don't work that way at all. That's complete bogus. If you get around normal, decent people, you're not going to have that kind of interaction. You're not going to get run down the entire time. Eventually, you're going to lose yourself if you stay around the narcissist even a minute longer. So the narcissist, as they give you the silent treatment, it's a humiliation game. You're not worth talking to. I will carry it out as long as I have to until you shape up and you do what it is I want you to do. Nonsense. Just if that's, and it took a long time. Look, I've got experience in this, a lot of it. There's a few people out around that I've had to deal with like this, and when someone tells me I'm not doing anything, I register that you're not doing anything. Well, yeah, you're not doing anything. You're also not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like I said, there's a certain amount of expected interaction, and it's just a nasty way to treat people. And these narcs that have these cruel and heartless soul, they are cruel and heartless people. They enjoy the humiliation. Why? Doesn't matter why. They're wired that way. But it is one way that you can really cause somebody some psychological damage by doing it. Long time ago, even longer than the long time ago, I remember, at least in my immediate family, where two narcs would tell me not to talk to a third person as a little kid, like a little kid, that we're not talking to her today. And I remember that really affected me. I remember thinking how cruel that was, even as 5 or 6 years old, that we weren't talking to so and so because, and I don't know why. It doesn't even matter why. That's not how you handle anything. And this, believe it or not, was coming directly as a directive from a parent. How beautiful! What a nice lady that would be to get the other children to ignore a third one. And I can't imagine really anything that's more sinister or nasty than that. Really, can you? Anyway, so yeah, I thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, silent treatment it's an awful thing. If you're getting the silent treatment from someone, take it as a clue. Don't even engage that person any longer. Get away. Go. It's time. This is one of those. And if you can go and not look back, and you don't have some contract or there's tangles and things. Oh, by the way, sometimes you can't tell who's the narcissist and when to go no contact, and who's a flying monkey and when to go no contact. It's not that simple. I'm sorry, but I think I'm one of the only ones that continues to say that it's not always that easy. And but as soon as you do know, then of course you do go no contact. So anyway, yeah, if someone's giving you the silent treatment, you need to give them the ghost goodbye and get out of there as soon as possible. All right? So anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. I'm going to sign off, and I hope to see y'all again real soon. Thanks.